How long would it take for most of us to save $100,000 to reinvest into our business? 5 years, maybe even 10 years for some of us? Well, today I'm going to show you how we can build business credit to get up to $100,000 in business funding, and it does not require documentation or proof of income. All you have to do is follow strategic steps and meet specific requirements. So join me on the computer, and I'm going to show you how we can build business credit to get up to $100,000 in funding in 2024. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I have a brand new business credit success guide. It's a completely free ebook about the introduction to business credit. Very short read. You can probably get it done in about 5 minutes. It's just some basic introduction to business credit, and some of the stuff that we're going to be discussing will be in this ebook. So go ahead, download that. The link is in the description. And without further ado, let's get back into the video. The 100K business credit play. There's been a lot of videos on YouTube about how to build business credit, and I think this is going to be the most efficient way and the fastest way that you can do this to get funded within 90 days, depending on where you are currently with your personal credit. Now, just a little introduction for me. I started establishing business credit probably around 2 or 3 years ago. I was introduced by one of my coworkers who really was, I think this guy may have been the first millionaire that I've ever actually met in person, and actually showed me his account. But, at the time I was thinking that was a lot of money. And, come to find out later on, it actually was not. So when he introduced me to business credit, I started seeing how you could leverage money that banks were giving you to, escape your 9 to 5 job, and that you can actually do a lot more with money as opposed to holding on to it. It's actually a liability to hold on to money. You need to purchase assets, and you need to keep money in rotation to make you more money. It's detrimental to your financial success to hold on and hoard money. Your money depreciates. You need to purchase assets in order for you to create income, and business credit just extends that reach. With your 9 to 5 job, you know how much money you can make per year. When it comes to business credit, you can really, there's no limit to how much you could get funded. So then there's no limit to how much money that you can make with that capital. So that's just a little brief introduction on how I got into business credit and why I think that it is very important for you to utilize it the proper way. So, what is business credit specifically? Simply put, it's capital that you acquire from a lender or a bank to your business entity. And this money is designed to help your business grow. It stimulates the economy through goods and services. And having a solid business credit profile will help you secure high limits, more desirable loan terms, and you can qualify for well over $100,000 in business credit within a few months. So, how was I able to do something like that? Well, I'm going to take you through a structured guide in order to figure that exact thing out. I just want to go over a few things with you that pertain to business credit, just so we have a better understanding of what it is. So for business credit, there are 3 main business credit bureaus. There's Experian Business, Equifax Business, and Dun & Bradstreet. And the scores for business credit normally range between 1 and 100. Similar players in the game: Equifax, Experian, we know them, TransUnion, those are the 3 main personal credit bureaus. So when you're looking at building business credit, one of the main things that we want to focus on is creating a structured business that's going to be able to get these 3 business credit scores, and we want to get them to at least an 80. For Experian Business, definitely want an 80, 85 or above. Similar for Equifax Business. For Dun & Bradstreet, they have what's called a PAYDEX score. I give a little bit of information in my guide, but as we continue to learn more about business credit and I put out more material, I'm going to go into detail about all of these things. Right now, I just want to get you caught up with what business credit is and how easy it is to establish it. And then we can go into finer details about things a little later. I tried to cover as much as I can in one video, but this is a very, very lengthy topic. So it will take a long time to get all of the particulars out. But for the most part, what I want you to focus on right now is understanding that these are credit bureaus that you should know for your business. Equifax Business, Experian Business, Dun and Bradstreet. Okay. All right. So I have 4 simple steps to get 100K in funding. When it comes to the business credit side, business credit, you get like 4 to 5 times more than you would get for your personal. And business, I mean, essentially, it never reports on your actual personal credit, which is amazing when you think about it, because it really does give you the ability to leverage all of that money that you're making. And then we can leverage that in order to create income for ourselves passively. And that way we don't have to worry about, working jobs all the time. If you still want to work a job, it frees up your time. So step number 1, creating your business. I'm actually in the process of creating a new business. I'm going to document the entire thing so you can actually see step by step how to structure a business. But as I create more videos, I'm also going to go into detail about each step separately. But for right now, we're just going to talk about these 4 steps. And again, step 1 is to create a business. I actually made these circles the size of importance. Creating a business is, of course, very important because without a business, we can't get any funding, right? Step 2 is the most important, structuring your business. And I'm going to get into that after this. That is the most important thing in order for you to get funded. Step 3 is relationship banking. That is probably the next important step because that's going to get us the approval amounts that we're looking for to get up to 100,000 and beyond. And step 4 is approval. This is probably the least important step because if you did steps 1 through 3, there should be no issue with step 4. Step 4 will just come as long as step 1, 2, and 3 are done properly. All right, so this is the most important step and the main one that we're going to focus on, and that's structure your business. Now, I'm going to give this from the perspective that you already have a business or you already know the steps to start one, because I'm not going to show you that process yet. The first thing you need to do is obtain your EIN through irs.gov. And let me put it to you like this, but before I go any further, this is the easiest way to think of it. Think of your business as a person. Your business needs a social, which is the EIN number. Your business needs an address. Your business, it needs a place to live, like that's the virtual address. Your business needs a phone number. We all have phone numbers. You need a separate one for your business. Your business needs its own email, not a Gmail, a professional email. Your business needs a social media presence. It needs a website. The same way you have Instagram, the same way you have things, your business does need a social media online presence. You also need to register your business with 411 in directories. It looks very legitimate when they can find your business online and that business number. And then your business needs to have a bank account. So when you're looking at this, don't look at it as a bunch of steps. Look at it as if, again, your business is its own person. And everything a person needs, your business needs as being a separate entity other than yourself. Okay? So when you structure your business, we need to obtain your EIN. You can get that for free through irs.gov. If you started a business, you already would have this information. Then you want to obtain a professional business address. There are virtual addresses that you can actually use, and there are multiple companies. I'm going to be doing a video covering all the different virtual address companies that you can choose from, and then you can make a decision there. You also need to make sure that you have a professional business phone number. It needs to be a number other than your personal number. It cannot be your personal number. Keep in mind, when you create a business, you're probably going to go to your Secretary of State website. When you go to your Secretary of State website, they're going to have this information public. So you don't want to have your personal number on a public forum where anybody can see it, and you don't want your personal address on a public forum where anybody can see it, right? That's not good. And also, when underwriters go to look up this business, you don't want them to search it and see an apartment or a home. You want them to see that they're able to find your business with that address and your phone number, right? Has to look as professional as possible, which goes into business email. You need to have a business email, not a Gmail. This is super easy. When you create a website, you normally get a free email that can forward. Like, for example, if you've seen mine, I made a website with Shopify. Automatically, they give me a forward an email. I use info@successwithstevensmith.com. You can also make other websites where you can get a 360 email, a Microsoft one, where it's not just a forwarding one, but you can use it for all intents and purposes, whatever that domain name is. Like, it doesn't just forward to a Gmail, it actually is its own email. Either one of those ways works, but when you make a website, usually you'll get the free email anyway. Then you want to obtain a business domain and create a website. Creating that online presence is probably just as important as everything on paper or everything through the Secretary of State. Everything we do now is online. Everything we do now is digital. So if I'm looking for someone's business to know if it's legitimate or not, or even to do business with them, I'm just going to type in the business name on the Google, and what's going to come up? If your website, phone number, and address come up, that looks like a legitimate business to me. So, we want to register the business with the 411 directories. I know that sounds old, but it's really a simple thing to actually do. And to be honest, most of these things are free. Applying for your DUNS number, which is Dun & Bradstreet, that's going to be free. Obtaining your EIN is free. Your business email address may not be free, but it should come with your website, which will be a very, very low overhead cost compared to how much you're going to get in funding and then how much you can potentially leverage and make. And opening your business bank account, it shouldn't cost you anything, but you deposit money, and then from there, what they're going to give you in return for opening up an account is going to be significant. So you definitely want to go ahead and structure your business following these steps. And again, this is going to be the most important step that you take in structuring your business. And this is just an example that I use. I just took screenshots from my website, but you want a website, a one pager is fine. Usually somewhere in there, you want a business phone number that's visual, or a business email or contact that's visual, and then a business address that's visual. Now, when I'm establishing my new business, that one's going to be a little different from this one. It's going to have a virtual address. It's going to have the phone number, a different website. It's going to be completely different, but this was just here as an example of what it looks like when you're structured online with a website. So business bank account and relationship banking. So you need a business bank account if you expect to get funded. So after we started our new business, after we structured our new business, we need a business bank account. If you expect to get any money from a lender, you won't be able to get any money until you've opened an account. So I would not attempt to apply for anything until you actually have this account, and there are plenty of options to choose from. I recommend going with the bank that you're currently using. I'm sure that they have some small business options, or another recommendation is to use a credit union. I personally use Navy Federal, and they've been very good. Credit unions always offer you better interest rates, and they're able to do that because they're not like the commercial for-profit banks. They're using the same people's money that actually fund these accounts to give out the loans. So you want to get the most lenient bank that you could possibly get with the best rates so that you can get as much money as possible. Okay. So that will be up to your discretion which business bank that you choose. It doesn't necessarily matter, but there will be some banks that do have better options when it comes to business funding, business auto loans, and business credit in general. All right, so here's one thing that I need to make sure that I cover with you guys. It's going to be personal credit versus net 30s and tier 1 accounts. And we're going to talk about this for a little while, but um some of you may not know what a personal guarantee or a PG is. A personal guarantee is when a lender requires you to use your social security number to secure funding for your business. And it's called a personal guarantee because you are personally liable if that account, loan, or line of credit is defaulted on. And there's nothing wrong with you using a PG unless you're going to default on your loans. And this is why you need to know exactly what you're going to do with this capital, because lenders will not give you business credit for the most part without you personally guaranteeing it. Unless your business makes over $1 million or has at least 2 years of tax returns. And there are some special like situations that I've seen. There are certain banks that if you have, I guess, $100,000 in your account, and you can prove that through a bank statement, and you can prove how much money you're making through your business, they'll sometimes give you a business credit card with no PG. But of course, if we're trying to get $100,000 in funding, I doubt we have $100,000 sitting in our account right now. And if you do, then you can go get $1 million in funding, which is awesome too. Now, there are some people who are rebuilding credit, and that's the reason why the first videos I released had to do with building your personal credit and fixing your personal credit. This is not a credit repair channel. I do business strategies. I'm not a credit repair specialist. I don't do credit repair. I gave you the videos that I had because in order for you to get business funding and in order for you to make money online and in order for you to make passive income, I know that there's steps that you have to take. There was someone that I was commenting with, and I told him I had the next 10 videos in advance. And I didn't get your name, man, but I do things, well, I have the rest of the year planned, okay? I do things well in advance, which is why I started with the credit videos. If you haven't seen any of my videos, there's plenty of videos that you can go watch on this channel about how to fix your personal credit. Don't let your personal credit deter you from trying to build your business credit. When I started building business credit, I had a 480 credit score, but I repaired my credit and built business credit at the same time. There are some no PG options, no personal guarantee. There are a few options, but they're very few that you can get. And if you don't want to do a personal guarantee, you can do net 30s and tier accounts. So I'm going to talk about the net 30 and tier accounts really quick. And I'm not going to be able to cover everything on net 30 and tier accounts, but I'm going to do an entire video on the net 30s that I recommend. And I'm going to do a video on I'm going to give you a video where I list literally all the net 30s. I'm going to show you where to sign up at. And basically, if you have a business and you sign up for all of these net 30s in 30 days, you'll have a business credit score. So that's going to be the next video after this one. But just so you guys know, a net 30 is kind of how it sounds. It's a 30-day term where a company will usually provide you a product or a service and they will invoice you. So when you're trying to build business credit, you're going to find that, remember I said your business is a person? Your business has its own credit report where it needs accounts. These are usually net 30 accounts that people start with to build business credit and to get a business credit score, an Experian credit score, an Equifax business credit score, and a Dun and Bradstreet Paydex score. You need to get net 30s. And again, I'm going to have a video where I give you all the net 30s so you don't have to worry about it. You do these net 30s, you'll have a business credit score within around 30 days. Some of them take a little while to report, but for the most part, I know Experian and your Paydex will probably be in 30 days. Equifax is a little bit longer. So if you have net 30s and you get like, let's say 5 or 6, you'll generate a score. People start with net 30s and then they move on to what's called tier accounts. Usually they're revolving accounts. They're gas cards for your business. They're store cards like Home Depot or Dell or Floor and Decor or Best Buy. Some of these require you to have a business open for 2 years before they're willing to give you some of these products and services. But I know a few where I did it within the first 3 months. So again, I'm going to give you all of those. Now, when you have a net 30, there's certain things that you can apply for. The main one being the Sam's Club Business Mastercard. I believe it goes up to $25,000 or $30,000. That is the one true no PG credit card that you can apply for. And then after that, there are some store cards that to me are just as good as cash or lines of credit that you can also stack. And you can do this simultaneously while building your credit. But even if you have a low credit score, as long as you at least got rid of the derogatory marks and the charge-offs, if you do relationship banking, you can then do the combination of net 30 tiered accounts with a low credit score with no delinquencies or collections or charge-offs. And then if you build a relationship with the bank, you will get approved. You will get approvals for business lines of credit. So again, a low credit score does not have to deter you from getting these accounts. You can get them. You just have to make sure you do the net 30s first. So again, if we go back, our 4 steps. Once the business is structured, if you have good credit, you can pretty much go into relationship banking and go right into approval if you don't want to do net 30s. Now, I will say this. There are different types of business credits. And let me actually pull this up from the ebook. There are different types of business credit. There are business credit cards, which we know are similar to personal credit cards. There are business loans, which gives you access to cash instead of credit. And then there are business lines of credit. If you have a good credit score, I'm going to be frank with you. You can establish a business, you can open up a bank account, and you can go right into getting approved. You don't have to wait for no one. You can go right into getting approved. If you want to get business loans or business lines of credit, these other options, you need to establish a business credit score as well, even with good credit. At least get like 5 net 30s, maybe 2 revolving, let it report for at least a month, generate a score, and then you're good to go. But I do recommend that you at least do that. At the very least, if you're going to go for business loans or business lines of credit. Business credit cards, personal guarantees are damn near the same as personal credit cards when you do that, except for you're going to get 4 to 5 times the amount of funding if you have good credit. So before we close this, let's just do a recap. The first thing you have to do is establish your business. The second thing you have to do is structure it. We know how to structure it. If you want a reference guide, download the ebook. It's all on there. Once we structure it, we choose a bank to build a relationship with. A credit union, preferably, if you can. After that, we apply. You can do this within 90 days. And remember, if you have bad credit, you're going to want to get the net 30s at the time of opening your business. My next video, I'm going to give you all the net 30s that you can apply for, and you can literally apply for them all in the same day. Give it 30 days. My people who are rebuilding credit, you will have a business credit score, and then you can keep establishing a relationship with your bank. I would do that for 90 days. And then I would go ahead and start applying for business credit cards or accounts. My people with good credit, follow steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you have good credit and you're only applying for credit cards, then I recommend that at the very least, you at least get a NAV account, which is going to be it's like the Credit Karma of business. And when you open up a NAV account, NAV Prime, it opens up 2 trade lines for you that report to all the business credit bureaus. I would at the very least get a NAV account, my people with good credit, then pick your credit union, and then go open up these accounts. And then it doesn't have to be just a credit union, but you can also do American Express and, of course, Chase. And there are a bunch of places that you can get business credit cards from. I'm going to go over a few. For the first one that you get, I would look at doing the credit union and then work your way up. Or depending on exactly what the stacking strategy is, sometimes maybe you want to do like Chase first because they have a rule about how often you can open accounts. Now that we did the recap, what comes next? Whatever you want to do. If you're watching this video right now, I probably already released a video on Amazon FBA talking about how I made $104,000 at the end of 2023 in one fiscal year. I made $100,000 over that, and what that broke down as. If you watch that video and you still want to do Amazon FBA, well, think about this. If you had $100,000 in business credit and you had inventory that you wanted to purchase, you can get your business credit cards, get that inventory, start making that passive income. If you want to start a Turo business, right now, this was kind of a really good option during like COVID, early 2020. At this time, I don't know if I would recommend that with the high interest rates, but if you can find maybe you found a private seller where it makes sense, or maybe you're in an an automotive industry and you know some things where you like, I can get these cars, all I need is the capital. This is the capital. Buy those cars, rent those cars out, start making money. You can get 0% APR business credit cards. They have some for 12 months where all you have to pay is the minimum balance. Get your cars, recoup the cost, and then pay them off. And you're good. Maybe you want to do real estate and you need a down payment. Maybe your credit is good. Maybe you just didn't have the money to actually spare to do down payments for real estate. Well, now you do, and you can manage that with your business credit cards. TikTok Shop. There's a lot of money to be made on TikTok Shop. I know someone who's making over $2,000 right now on TikTok Shop, just promoting things, just being an influencer. And if you want to do that, then you can do that, or you can also go to TikTok Shop and you can sell stuff. I mean, it's a booming market. E-commerce store, you can sell things online and you can use your credit card to run ads so you can get sales. You can start a YouTube channel, buy a camera, buy what you need, invest into yourself, make a website. You can put it all on your business credit card and write it off as business expenses. So I just wanted to give you a couple ideas of what you can do when you get funded. And even for my people who are rebuilding credit, if you only get approved for the Sam's Club, let's say the store card and not the MasterCard, that's cool. You can use that card on Walmart. What do you think you could buy from? Everything's on Walmart. If you want to buy inventory for Amazon, that's probably on Walmart. If you wanted to buy a camera, that's going to be on walmart.com. Like you got to start thinking outside the box. Like even if you don't get approved for the credit card per se, there are store card options if you pick the right stores. So I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of how easily you can start a business, or any business. If you want to start a bakery, if you have the money, the capital, you can pretty much do anything that you want to do. Just make sure you have a plan, you thought it out, you mitigate risk, and you prepare for it. Don't just take this money and do something crazy with it. Remember, idle money is a bad thing. Your money should always be in circulation. It should always be making more money. You've been tricked into saving money and thinking that that's an effective way to build wealth. It is not effective. What's effective is going ahead and investing money to make passive income. Your money, every dollar you have should be an employee of yours making $2 more for you. And that's the way that you create wealth. You don't create wealth by hoarding money. You don't create wealth by frivolously spending money on consumer goods that don't help you. Not that you can't buy consumer goods. My thing is, as long as I have an asset to cover what I want, I could get that thing. That's how I see it. So as long as I have an asset to cover my car, I'm getting that new car. I'm getting whatever I want. That's how I choose to operate. So drop down in the comments exactly what you plan to do with your new business. Um, Please keep an eye out for my net 30 video. That's probably going to come in the next few days. And like my next probably like 12 videos are going to pertain to either business credit or making money online. If there's something specific you want me to talk about or go over or look into, please comment, email me. I'm very responsive, and I do take into account everything that you guys suggest or offer, especially if it's something that other people want to know. I do a lot of analytic research, so I want to know exactly what people are looking for. So I hope that this helped you. I want to see you guys stack $100,000 in business credit funding, and I want to see you guys succeed, and I want to see you thrive, and I would be honored to be a part of that. So download the new ebook. It's just a quick introduction to business credit and some things that are maybe you want to think about. And I'll see you in the next video where we talk about net 30s and what you're going to be able to do to structure that business. You guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much.